buy some yogurt the other day, and there are so many different ones to try to choose from. And so I thought, why don't I take a few home, try them out and compare them and see what I think about them. So I'm just gonna share that with you today. I have a couple of them that have dairy and a couple of them that are dairy free. And I just wanna taste them, tell you a little bit about them so that you can make your decision on what to get. So the first one is Danon's Light and Fit. It has 80 calories in the little cup and 12 grams of protein. It says original Greek. It has no fiber, 7 grams of sugar. The sugar comes from fructose, third ingredient. That's probably not a very good one. And then further down it also has sucralose, which is an artificial sweetener like Splenda. So I don't love the artificial sweeteners either. Something I like to look at with foods is how much potassium it has. A lot of times it isn't listed on the label, but this one does have it, and there's almost 3 times the potassium as sodium. I do like that because too much sodium gives us problems with our heart, blood pressure and things, so it's good to get more potassium in. Okay, this does have some live cultures in it. So let's give it a go. Has a nice creaminess, very thick. Really good flavor. These are all vanilla. It has a very nice vanilla flavor. Very sweet and creamy. For going by taste, I really do like that. Texture isn't maybe totally smooth, but it's pretty good. Okay, the next one I picked up, I don't know how you say this Danon one, so I'm not gonna try it because I'll slaughter it. It's the 000 one, which is a blended Greek yogurt. And let's take a look at it. It has 120 calories in this little cup. The potassium is also excellent on this one. It's over 3 times the potassium to the sodium. I do really like that. This one has 15 grams of protein, 6 grams of sugar. This one has 6 grams of fiber. So let's see how they got the fiber. Chicory root fiber. So it's a natural plant. The chicory root, if you see those pretty blue flowers that bloom along the roads a lot during the summertime, at least in my area in East Tennessee, that the roots of that is where they get the chicory root fiber from. It's sweetened with stevia leaf, and that's actually a sugar replacement that I really like because it's a natural sweetener. I have some growing in the garden right now and some mint growing, and I brought them in the other day and just kind of mashed them up together a little bit and steeped it in a cup and made some tea, and it was really good. Just sweetened the mint and the stevia. Fruit juice and beta carotene for the color, so it's naturally colored with food. I like that. It has the active cultures. So this one has fiber, active cultures, and sweetened with stevia. Has more calories, which is kind of a bummer. But as far as the ingredients, I like the sound of the ingredients on this one better. Let's go for a taste test here. It's very creamy. Actually looks a little smoother than the other one did. Very good flavor. Okay, so between these 2 dairy ones, I would probably choose this one, the 000, because of the ingredients. It's nice to get a little fiber from the chicory, but I really like the sweeteners from stevia. So for diabetics, that would be a great one too, because it wouldn't affect the blood sugar so much. However, it does have more calories, so we have to keep in mind when we're making or eating this what the calorie count is. Okay, so now we have non-dairy It's made by Silk, and this one is made with almond milk. Also vanilla. This one's sweetened with cane sugar. Not being a diabetic, sometimes I actually would rather just have the cane sugar than to have something like the sucralose or a processed artificial sweetener. At least the body knows what to do with sugar. But we need to be careful how much of that we take in. Has live active cultures. There's 200 calories in this serving. Let's see the size of it. Looks like the size of them all is about the same. These cups look a little bigger, but they are the same amount. Okay, the sodium, this one doesn't tell us how much potassium, so we can't compare that. It has 11 grams of fat. That's considerably higher. Both of these dairy ones had no fat, okay? But don't let fat scare you. If it's a good fat coming from a good source, that doesn't totally rule it out. It has 17 grams of sugar, though. That's quite a lot of sugar. So in eating this, I would think of this more as a dessert than as a replacement for a dessert. It's actually a real dessert. 2 grams of fiber in it. Okay, 21 carbs, if you're looking for carbs. So let's see. This also has some of the live cultures in it. All right. Let's see what this one's like. Looks good and creamy. It's lighter. It's not quite as thick as the others. You know, see how it pours out a little bit, but not too runny. It also has a little more color, which they do call it vanilla bean in there. So the little black flakes probably is from that. All right, here's the taste test. That's really good. You can definitely taste the almond flavor, but I love almonds, so that's not a downside for me. The vanilla is maybe a little bit more mild, probably because it's balancing out with that almond flavor, whereas these, you just have that straight up vanilla flavor in it. I do want to check on that vanilla. Let's see. Yeah, so this is flavored with the vanilla bean, which also gives you a little more of that natural flavor than just the flavorings. Okay, last one. This is the Silk one that is made with soy. So I think, well, this one has 140 calories, so it's a little less than the almond one. Only 3.5 grams of fat, so a lot less fat than the almond one. Still 2 grams of fiber. 16 grams of sugar because it's also sweetened with the cane sugar. So if you're eating this, you want to think of this as a dessert. This will affect your blood sugar. Has the live cultures. All right. So this one is nut-free though. So if you need it to be nut-free, it also looks a little bit less white and has the little black seeds in there from the vanilla bean. It's very creamy too, but it is a little bit, little more runny than, especially than this one. This was the thickest of all of them, and this was next, and then these two are both a little bit more runny. So let's see what this soy one tastes like. That's really good. I didn't even taste the soy when I first tasted it, but after, you know, you kind of let it sit in your mouth and swallow, I did get a little bit of that flavor. But again, I'm very used to that flavor, and to me that's good. So I really like that. I guess what I would say from tasting all of these, if I were to go out and just get some, it would depend on what I'm looking for. If I'm looking for something for dessert, I would probably go ahead and pick one of these. And I would probably go ahead and pick the soy one, even though it has less fiber. But I kind of like the flavor. flavor of that, I think, a little better than this. Unless I was layering this up with some granola, then that almond flavor would be amazing in there in a parfait. If I was looking for a dairy one, I would probably choose this one because of the ingredients in it. Looks a little better to me for what I'm looking for. So I hope that was helpful for you, and be watching. I'm going to make a yogurt parfait, and hope you'll like this video and subscribe to the channel.